Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, or ADHD, is a condition affecting an estimated 3 to 9% of school-age children and has the potential to significantly affect their academic achievement. Chances are you can think of at least one person you know who has been diagnosed with ADHD. While it affects potentially 1 in 10 American students, ADHD does not have its own disability category under the IDEA. However, some students diagnosed with ADHD can receive special education services under the Other Health Impairments category. ADHD, what is it? The legal definition, according to the American Psychiatric Association, is a persistent pattern of inattention and/or hyperactivity impulsivity that interferes with functioning or development. There are 3 subtypes: predominantly inattentive, predominantly hyperactive impulsive, and combined. According to the CDC, 13.2% of boys have been diagnosed with ADHD, while only 5.6% of girls have the diagnosis. Some attribute this overrepresentation of boys with ADHD to female teachers who don't understand boys. However, one 2014 study showed no gender difference in teachers in terms of their perceptions of children with ADHD. Teachers may raise concerns when a student makes careless mistakes, misses important details, fidgets, talks excessively, has difficulty waiting in line, acts without thinking, has difficulty making friends, and/or maintaining appropriate relationships. While it is natural to interpret some of these behaviors as laziness, disorganization, and disrespect, it is important, particularly for teachers, to be mindful that ADHD affects a person's availability to learn. ADHD can be associated with impaired executive functioning, which can translate into difficulty following rules and directions, forgetfulness, and a lack of emotional control. Warning signs. As stated before, according to the American Psychiatric Association, there are 3 types of characteristics to look for when determining if a person has ADHD. Inattention, fails to pay attention to important details, makes careless mistakes, has difficulty in maintaining attention. Hyperactivity, fidgeting or squirming, cannot sit still for periods of time, talks excessively, always needs to be on the go. This may frequently cause the student to get into trouble and can severely negatively affect socialization with other children. Impulsivity, such as difficulty waiting in line, waiting to be called on, and acting without thinking. 2 or 3 of these can overlap in symptoms. According to Gargiulo, basic warning signs include being forgetful, easily distracted, constantly in motion, racing from one activity to another, having difficulty sitting still or playing quietly. "28% of students with a learning disability also have an ADHD diagnosis. Research indicates students with ADHD and LD have more difficulty with reading, with social interactions, and with behavior than students with LD alone. 65% of students with emotional disturbance also have an ADHD diagnosis. These students tend to have more difficulty with math as well as social and behavioral issues than students with ED alone. However, teachers should also remember students with ADHD are also commonly identified as gifted and talented. So what can we do as educators? There are lots of things teachers can do to help students with ADHD be successful. Classroom environment is key. To avoid loss of focus, seat the student in the least distracting environment, particularly if solitary work, such as a test or quiz, is being given. If group or pair work is appropriate, surround the student with good role models to help keep the student focused. This avoids unnecessary student isolation, which may unfairly stigmatize the student with ADHD. As with most children, students with ADHD perform best in a structured setting where they know what is expected of them, what the consequences will be if they don't meet the expectations, and where reinforcement is delivered immediately and consistently. Combine visual and tactile cues along with verbal instructions to more effectively maintain their attention and enable learning. Model for students how to create lists to help the student organize his or her tasks and have him or her check off these tasks when complete. Break long assignments into smaller parts and provide frequent and immediate feedback after each assignment. If the student needs extra time to complete the assignment, be sure to offer this option. If the student struggles with staying in one place, provide opportunities for students to stand and move around in the classroom. It is also important to make sure recess remains a part of the school day. One study showed that giving students at least 15 minutes of recess may result in fewer students being diagnosed with ADHD. Be sure to use the IEP as a tool to help students stay focused and to help keep them engaged and on track with specific goals. Be sure to praise and encourage any positive behaviors. Looking for proof that students with ADHD can achieve their dreams, JetBlue founder David Neeleman has said of his ADHD diagnosis, "If someone told me you could be normal or you could continue to have your ADD, I would take ADD. With the disorganization, procrastination, and inability to focus, and all the other bad things that come with ADD, there also come creativity and the ability to take risks." So when we look at a student with ADHD, it's important to remember that ADHD can also serve as a great asset to an individual's future success. But also keep in mind that the student is not her diagnosis. It's only a part of her identity. Looking for more information about ADHD? This website offers frequently asked questions, videos, facts for families affected by ADHD, and other great resources. You can just visit the following link for more information.